everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Tigo. Today we have Kathryn Jones coming to the show. Now, if you want to talk about a fireball, somebody with tons of energy, somebody that's just blazing a trail that's bigger than the eye could imagine, that's Kathryn Jones. She built a business out of her imagination. She figured out a way to take something beautiful and make it functional. What does that mean? Sit right there and you'll find out. We'll be right back. Hi, are you a business owner, an entrepreneur, or starting your own business and wish you had an opportunity to sit down with an expert in your field? Well, check your local listings and watch Expert Talk with Tigo. I'm Tigo, and I'll talk to you very soon. Hey, Kathryn, how you doing?
Oh my gosh, I am just so excited to be here with you.
I am so excited to have you here. I mean, we have had an interesting journey just today.
Just today, and you want to know what? I think it actually goes back like 6 months when we first met. I think the stars that had to align for us to finally get together, I think it's happening. And exactly. I'm so excited about it.
Exactly. Now I have to tell you a funny story about when we first met, because we met at the Funnel Hack in Nashville, and we're sitting in this room with 5,000 other crazy people, and you know, you're going up on stage and they say, oh, she's going to talk about Design Hack, and it's all about designing funnels. And I'm going, I'm a web designer. I'm going to go to the bathroom. It'll be all right. And then you come out on stage and you got all this energy. And I had just stood up to leave. And I went, wait, what? And I sat back down.
Yes!
I said, I cannot miss her. And you were amazing. You kept everybody's attention, and I'm one of those people that I've been in production forever and blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking around and everybody's, wait, what did she say? And, you know, people that came with somebody, one person's, take the picture. The other one's, you know, take the note, you know. And it was absolutely amazing. And you have managed to make a business out of an amazing business, meaning that your business kind of wraps around ClickFunnels. Am I right?
Yeah, a portion of it does.
Okay.
And I think that was actually, it was really intentional at the start. I think oftentimes, like if there's any business owners out there or entrepreneurs or want to be, right, where it's like, you want to start something, but you don't quite know where to go. I think one of the easiest ways to start in growing a following or finding customers is to find where a group of customers already are. Just find where they already are, infiltrate, right? Buy their products, figure out what problems they have, and then solve them for them. And then all of a sudden, you're not competing, you're complementary. And this huge group of people that somebody's already worked really hard to get, you can now use them as your own customers. And so it was a really intentional play to start our business there, and then expand outwards from there.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do, because we're a little bit different than maybe some of the places you've done interviews with, as in we're a traditional television show that happens to be a podcast, that happens to be on the internet. So there's about 400 or 500,000 people going, she looks nice, I love all the stuff behind her, what's a funnel, what's a click, what's a hack? What are they talking about? So can you just kind of go back, because you're an expert funnel designer, right? You're a guru, and you know all about this ClickFunnels thing. So can you just go back and just kind of give us a little bit of your history and bring us up to now? Okay.
Totally. I never thought I would be here. I never thought I'd be a guru. I never thought I'd be an entrepreneur. But it all started, I was in college. And when I was in college, I was actually studying film. And then I took a break from that to go serve a 1.5-year mission trip for my church. I actually went to LA when I was there. And when I was in LA, I got to see the film world. And I just kind of became disenchanted with it. For whatever reason, I was just like, I think I just don't, that's not the life for me. So
it's interesting.
It's interesting. See, and I needed to be hanging out with you, right? But I was like, I don't know if I can do this. So I come back and I still had school left, but I had no idea what I wanted to do. And Teresa, like, I am the girl, like, and I want to apologize on behalf of my generation, because I'm the girl that's perpetuating all these millennial stereotypes, because I get back from this mission trip and all I want to do is I just want to help people, you make fun of millennials. I am her, right? Like, I am the one who's like, I just want to help people. What does it even mean? I have no idea, right? Like, I just want to help people. And I didn't even know what that meant, but all I knew is I was like, well, it might be easier to help people if I had money. Like, if I had a little bit of money, right?
That could help.
That could help, right? So I'm like, well, I'm going to switch my major to business. And my school was like, you have way too many credits, so Harley, you just got to get out of here. I start to discover this world of the internet, right? Where it's or I know that's like such a dumb thing to say, but also I really did. I felt like I discovered the internet, where it's like, you can make money online, but like for real? Like, this actually works, right? So I'm like, this is amazing. So I'm just devouring this stuff. And I'd been in it for about like a year or two, and I kind of had this like mini marketing agency, kind of trying to figure stuff out and making like random money here and there. And at the time, right about that time, it's about like 2016, I started dating this boy. And oh my gosh, Teresa, I just can't even tell you. I just fell in love with him so hard. And I thought I was going to marry him so much. And we had talked about it so many times. And one night we're sitting there and we were in my apartment, and he was like, Kathryn, like, I want to talk to you about getting married, but for real. And I cannot even begin to tell you how excited I am. Like, you know, the emoji with the hearts on the eyes, that was me, right? Like, I could not be more thrilled to be having this conversation, Teresa. So I'm like, yes, let's talk about it. And what came out, he's like, okay. And he's like, well, this is what I want to say. And I'm like, okay, great. And he's like, I doubt your ability to mother because of your business aspirations. And I was like,
excuse me?
Yes, that's exactly what I said. But like, in your head, you're like, okay, like maybe he's just an idiot. Like maybe he's just dumb and he said it wrong. Like, what we're hoping for, you know? So I'm like, we'll give him another shot. So I'm like, okay, wait, could you just, what did you just say? Like, could you say it again? And he's like, I doubt your ability to mother because of your business aspirations.
Hey, I have a quick question for you. Do you want a professional agency to handle all your video creation, syndication, and monetization needs? We totally understand that new leads and customers are the lifeblood for any business. And if you're looking to grow or scale your business, using video is definitely the best way to go. Here at Melrose 11, we specialize in getting you the results you need to help you grow your business by generating new leads, driving more traffic, and closing more sales without breaking your bank. Did you know, according to HubSpot, having a well-targeted video on your landing page can increase conversions by up to 80%? Yeah, and up to 64% of users are more likely to buy a product online after watching video than by text alone. And that 92% of mobile users share videos with others. And 90% of users say that videos are helpful in their purchase decision making. Incorporating video into your marketing and social media activity is no longer an option, it's an absolute requirement if you're looking for long-term success. Heck, it may even be essential for the very survival of a business. Here at Melrose 11, media truly is our passion. We create animated explainer videos, social teasers, catchy intros, full HD commercials, and even viewer interactive videos. So, if you're looking to elevate your brand, or attract more leads, generate more sales, increase traffic, or build up more exposure for your business, then you've definitely come to the right place. Our professional team will develop your video campaigns at an affordable price, with our fast turnaround times, and a quality of work that can't be beat. We look forward to working with you.
Well, hey, what are you doing up here in space? Oh, I know, you're looking for some airtime for your show. But you don't know where to look, do you? Well, we can help you with that. See, Gutsy can get your show on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Sounds good? Oh, well, of course it does. See, they offer a free consultation too, so contact them right away. Gutsy TV Network, your pathway to the stars. GetGutsy.com.
And in his head, it was either you're a mother or you have a business. Like it was one.
You can't do both.
You cannot do both in his head. And ultimately that was just like a fundamental disagreement that we had amongst other things. And we broke up, right? And I always wanted a family. Oh, because of how great mine was. And I always wanted to be like my mom, but I always knew I wanted my life to look a little bit different.
Okay.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I started to love online business in the first place was because I just remember thinking like, maybe if I'm just not dumb about this, like, could I figure out how to have significant but simultaneous impact both inside and outside of my home? Like, could I do that? Like,
but you are doing that.
And that's what's so exciting. But at the time I was like, I don't know, right?
Right.
So when this boy breaks up with me, I am like charged with this like great vision, this like beautiful vision to have this life, and also probably fueled by a little bit of, fury that he wronged me, right? And so at that point I had like an agency, and we were just all over the place. Like we would have a client, Teresa, where we would just kill it, right? Like just crush it, where I would be like, I am the internet. Like, we are amazing. Like, anything's possible for us. And then our very next client, we would bomb, right? It was like, I'm never doing this again. Like, I'm sorry. Like, don't look at me. Like, everything's terrible. And this inconsistency, I was like, listen, if I'm going to be serious about being a super present, dope mom one day and taking over the world, like, I've got to figure out how to be consistent. Like, I've got to figure this out. And so I was probably more obsessed than the average bear, right? In trying to understand what was happening. And so I started to do some studies, trying to figure out why is my stuff inconsistent? And this is what is nuts, Teresa. I started to come across studies from Google and Stanford and so many others that said that the credibility of your website, people take only 0.05 seconds to determine the credibility of your website. Now, for context for how fast that is, if you, like, everybody watching this, literally go to your phone right now, try and like start and stop 0.05, you won't get. And what is amazing is that, again, in 0.05 seconds, they're determining the credibility of your website. And what's even more fascinating is that in those 0.05 seconds, over 90% of what they're judging is your design. So you might have the best product in the world. You might have the best service in the world. You might actually be the guru of all gurus. But
I feel so guilty because I do that all the time.
It's nuts, right? But if your design is not how people are expecting it to look, you automatically lost the sale because people won't even stay on your site long enough to see what you're actually
Exactly.
saying. And so it was this really interesting moment for me where I was like, it was this double-edged sword where I was like, I found it. Like, this is like, yes, we found how to make stuff consistent. And then on the other side, I was like, oh, dang it, I don't know anything about design. I got a situation here, right? And it was really interesting. People to learn design, it was either like, go learn coding. I was like, I don't want to learn how to code, right? And or go back to school. And I was like, over my dead body, am I going back to college? Right? Like, I don't want to do that. Go learn Photoshop. And the interesting thing is I didn't want to be a designer. And I just wanted my stuff to work, so maybe one day I could have kids and still have impact outside my home. That's all I really wanted. And so I think because of that, and again, born out of stubbornness to not be a designer, I started to think about design in the sense of like, what if design isn't actually an art? Like, and if you guys can see here, like, my books are color coded. I'm self-diagnosed OCD. Like my chapstick,
color coded.
My chapstick's Velcro to my desk. You know what I'm saying? Like I got something going on. And I'm very systematic. I'm very formulaic. And so all of a sudden I started to think, like, what if design isn't an art? What if it's just a science? Like, what if it's just a series of steps to take and a series of decisions to make and a series of tools to use? Like, could that be a thing? And it was almost annoying, Teresa, how quickly that hypothesis turned out to be true, in the sense where it's like, what have we been doing this whole time, everybody? And finally cracking this code on, what does it look like to take a product or a service or even an idea or a message out into the world where people will actually take it? And so we figured it out in this realm of funnels, and it's been so fun ever since, where it's like, oh my gosh, does this same thing apply to a video or to a podcast or to a Facebook Live or Instagram story or stage where you saw me, right? Like, could this concept of presenting stories or offers that convert, could there be a formulaic approach across all mediums? That there is.
Yeah.
And again, so fun in the sense that When you know how to design hack, when you know how to present stories that convert, the most powerful thing happens. All of a sudden, your stories become your customer stories, which means that your solutions become their solution.
Okay, hold on. We got to go back. Because we said the word, you said the word at least 4 or 5 times, hack. Okay? Now, we're not talking about going out copying people's work and getting in trouble and da-da-da-da. We're talking about...
Okay, I love this. So if we break up, so the vehicle, the methodology I teach is called design hacking.
Right.
And if you look at each of those words separately, if you look up the definition of design, it literally means to curate a plan for a specific end.
Okay.
We're just making plans, right? The word hack, efficiently. That's what it means. So how do we make plans that will get us the results that we want efficiently? So rather than hacking like, oh, I'm going to like hack into your computer and stuff, it's, hey, life hack. How can I Velcro my thing to this, right? Like that's what we're actually talking about. And how can we expedite the results that we want to get so that we can have these results and have these goals and have these things in a faster and shorter amount of time. And again, a lot going along I think a lot of this is born out of stubbornness, right? Where it's like, I'm not going back to school to become a graphic designer. There's got to be a smarter way to do this. That's where that hacking word comes involved. We're efficiently.
And your business is, you are design hacking funnels, but you're not using Photoshop. You're not coding. You're not doing any of that. So let's really quickly, because I know I've got you about this much time. So really quickly, somebody is watching, okay? Actually, hopefully quite a few people are watching, okay, other than my cousin. Hi, cuz. There's the executive who's had that corporate website that's very dry and very posh, right? Then there's that wannabe entrepreneur that's thinking, maybe I should start a business, maybe I shouldn't, what difference does it make? That are watching right now going, what difference does it make? What difference does it make if it looks good, if it doesn't? Like you said, you got this really short amount of time to capture somebody's attention, right? So in your business, are you teaching them how to quote unquote design hack? Or are you guys doing the design hacking for them? Or are you doing all of that?
Such a good question. Majority is we teach you how to do it for yourself. We do have our own agency, but our huge tribe of design hackers, we mostly just show them how to do it for themselves. Reason being is because it's so simple. And I think I love this question where it's like you have the corporate person who has this posh website, right? And then the entrepreneur who's like, I don't know, what does this even matter? And I think the thing that's really important to distinguish, especially if you have a product or a service or even a movement, right? That you're like, gotta get this out into the world, is to understand that good design does not equal pretty. Good design does not equal pretty. Good design equals conversions. Conversions meaning to change somebody from one form to another. So in the business sense, it's, okay, we're taking somebody that's just like a random visitor to your site and turning them into a buyer. Then we're taking a buyer and we're turning them into a hyper buyer. Then we're going to take that hyper buyer and turn them into this like evangelist for your brand where they're like, oh my gosh, I have to share everything you do. It's amazing, right? And so understanding that good design does not equal pretty, good design equals conversion. Which means that you might have this corporate uppity up who has this super posh website, but the question is not, does your website look good? That's the wrong question to ask. If you're starting or if you're huge, the question is not, does your website look good? The question is it bringing you money? And if the answer is no, then your design is bad.
Okay, so now the question is, I'm just getting started. I've never had a website. I've got a Facebook page, I talked to my cousin on Instagram, and I got this idea, and I'm watching you, but I'm terrified to get started. Now, do I need to go do 2 or 3 years just finding my way around on the internet and then come to you, or do you have ways for me to get started like from zero?
Yes. Okay, can I tell you the best story? This gets me so excited. Yes,
right.
Okay. First, short answer, oh my gosh, please don't go back to school. Please don't take 2 years. I can teach you in 20 minutes, okay? And I literally get hate mail from graphic designers who have been to 4 years of school who are mad at me that I am teaching people how to do what they do and make more money than them in a weekend, right? And I get it. If I was them too, and I'm like hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt, I would be mad at me too, but instead we're just like, just come to the fold, sweetheart. Like, just come. I'll show you how to take what you have and you can make it more. But one of the coolest things that happened. So for anybody that's like, I'm brand new, I only talk to my cousin on Instagram, right? Like I only have a page. I want to tell you the story. This happened 4 days ago.
Okay.
4 days ago, there's a girl named Sarah Anderson. She's 10 years old. 10 years old.
All right.
Her school got canceled because quarantine, or in all things COVID, right?
Yeah.
So she's home, and so her mom, amazing, God bless her, is doing homeschool, but the curriculum takes like 2 hours, right? Like 2 or 3 hours. So where she used to be at school for 7 hours, she's down here for like 2 or 3. So what happens? Her mom's like kind of in this like internet space. She hears about this program, and I preach to people. I'm like, listen, if you know nothing, you will be fine. I literally hold you by the hand. And so she had also seen me speak at the same event. She's like, Kathryn seems cool enough. You know, like, what? Gets my program, puts her daughter through it. 4 days ago, she sold, or last week, so a Thursday, so it's Thursday now when we're filming this, right? A week ago today, she sells a $1,500 website. She goes to a business and says, hey, listen, your website isn't making you money. I know how to fix it. I'll do that. She's 10 years old. I know there are a lot of you out there that have 10-year-old children, right? 10 years old. Says, listen, your stuff isn't converting. And again, in this thing, not only do I show you the skills, I show you how to actually go find the people. Because I think that's one question. It's like, what if I learn how to do this, but I don't know how to find people? Because maybe you don't have your own business. And you're like, I want to do this for other people. That's how Sarah was. So Sarah goes, finds a client, $1,500 as a 10-year-old. The most beautiful thing, 4 days ago, she went and so she got $1,500 a week ago. 4 days ago, she went and bought a $1,200 puppy. She literally bought a puppy with her money. I'm like, this is amazing. It's like you have somebody like Sarah, and then you have somebody like Paul, who is in Iceland, who's 66 years old, who had never bought an online course in his life, never made $1 in his life, and within a day and a half had made over $2,500.
That's awesome.
It does, and that's what you have to realize. These are their first sales, like their first ones, like when they're scared. And they haven't taken up on my advice to charge more, right? So whether you're 9 to 69, like we literally have people in there that are learning the skills of how do you build a website that not only looks good, but that makes you money. So the answer is a resounding absolutely. You need 0 tech skills, 0 experience. I will literally hold you by the hand and show you, just like we did for 10-year-old Sarah and 66-year-old Paul from Iceland, how to go and turn this into something really profitable for you and your family and your business.
And we got to talk real quick because you got like maybe 3 minutes. I know I got to let you go, but you're an award-winning author. You're speaking on stages everywhere, virtually right now, but everywhere. You were on the same stage with Tony Robbins when I met you, and I'm a humongous Tony Robbins fan. You won a car, some kind of dream car thing. And I mean, you're talking about when you were in college, you look like you should be in high school right now. You're super young.
I'm trying to grow my baby face. I can't quite get there. I'm 29 going on 12. I don't quite know how to outgrow it.
And you're literally helping people learn how to make their first 1,000, their first 10,000 a month. I mean, you guys, when you say tribe, you mean tribe. You guys are building a community, not just a business.
Yes, and they are amazing. And I think that, again, is one of the most like beautiful things, right? Where this skill set of how do you take a product and present it on a website in a way that will make money, like just like Sarah did or just like Paul did. That's the same thing that we're doing everywhere else. How do you take a story or a movement or a message in a way that people are like, I want to be a part of that? And that's what we've been able to do and accumulate, so that not only are we getting these like random amazing people like Paul from Iceland, but you're getting the attention of big name people who can get you on a stage with Tony Robbins. It's all the same formula. Whether you're doing it on a funnel, whether you're trying to reach out to a big name person, whether you're trying to do it in a video, it truly all is the same formula that we wrap up in what we call design hacking, making a plan to reach a goal efficiently. And that's what we teach inside of our world. It's really fun. And
you got an event coming up, right?
Yes, come hang out with us. It's going to be amazing. So the event is coming up September 25th and 26th. It's virtual. And what we're going to be doing is going really into the nitty-gritty of what does it look like to take your message out into the world in a way that will create this movement like you just talked about. So what are the nuances for getting your story out there that people want to buy into it through a video? What does it look like to do this through podcasts? What does it look like to do this through stage? So all of a sudden this idea, or maybe this, the only thing I can think, and I don't know if you've ever felt this before, but I know especially when I got started, it was like, I didn't know what was in me, but I was like, I got to build something. And I didn't know what it was, but it was like, I gotta get it out of me. And it's like this blessing and curse, right? Where you're like, why can't I be chill, right? But it's like, and I think there's so many people watching this probably that are like, I feel this need to build. I feel this need to create or to contribute, right? And it's so tricky. And what we're going to be talking about at this event is what are the actual frameworks and formulas to give that thing wheels so that it doesn't die inside of you. Or for those of you that are trying to get it out there and it's just not hitting, we're going to talk about what does it look like to make it explode.
That's fantastic. So before I let you go, I got to ask you, you're doing so much. You're blazing a humongous trail and taking so many people with you. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What are you doing? Are you still doing this? Are you mom by then?
Yeah, such a good question. You know what's really interesting is, this is such a beautiful question. I don't actually care to be the CEO. I don't actually care. In the next 5 years, what I'll be is I'd love to be the face of my brand and maybe like the chairman of the board. But the goal for me is so much more than being a CEO or whatever that title is, right? The goal is impact.
Wow. Well, you are definitely making an impact, and I cannot wait to see where you are. And I don't care how far away from your company you get, I'm going to follow you.
Yes!
I'm going to stalk you.
Yes,
I want to see
amazing.
exactly where you're going. You're amazing, Kathryn. You are definitely one in a million. If someone asked me for one word to describe Kathryn Jones, I'd say energy. Wouldn't you? Wow, she has so much energy. And what you guys don't know is this is the end of the day. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. She shared with me this was her 10th or 12th interview for the single day. And she still had that much energy to share with us. Can you imagine what she must do when she's actually teaching? How much you learn, how much she cares. This young lady is truly building a tribe. She truly does want to make a difference and is making a difference. Kathryn Jones, design hacking. I think I want to know more. I think you may want to know more. Thanks for watching. I'm Tigo, and I'll talk to you next time.